Alright, guys. MAXPAX in the top right side of the map for Storm Gaming. Byun in the bottom left side of the map for Shopify Rebellion. And it is, of course. Actually, aren't they called the Shopify Rebels now? I think they changed the name. I'm still used to calling them the Rebellion. Byun's going to do the exact same build he's done every game on this map in TVP for the last 3 weeks. I'm starting to question it. I'm starting to go, Byun, mate, this is a little predictable. Despite that, MAXPAX comes down way too late to scout for it. Sees the eBay and has to go take that third base. But MAXPAX plays this out so often and so confidently. I hate having to take my third base as my natural. It feels poopy. I don't like it. MAXPAX, he's like, this is like half of my games. I do not care that much. We'll see how Byun plans to take advantage. Command Center on the high ground. It is a 1-Rax expand and went for a Reaper. So this is a gas first opening, guys. But actually, is it? Feels like his gas is hitting 100 really late. Was this just... Oh, this is just a barracks gas eBay block. Right, because Clem almost always goes gas first if he goes eBay block. But Byun doesn't, does he? And he's going 2 racks behind this. Wow. All right, so Byun's basically just disrupting the opening into maybe like a 3 racks push. We'll see if a third barracks goes down in a second. No, second gas, so it's a 2-on-1. All right, he's going to do a 2 barracks factory starport build. Gummio has some really cute timings that come off this sort of opening. Now the Adept does shade out. Sees it, I think, but second Adept's already almost here, so I doubt he gets anything. Too hard to finish off a gas probe, which is why he goes for the mineral probes. Ah, he clicked on the Nexus. That probe was so close to the Nexus, it's really hard to target it and not accidentally click the Nexus. Ah, Reaper's being a cheeky boy. And these 4 probes getting escorted. A few more getting escorted as well. Tries to do the transfer all at once. He doesn't want the probes to be going out one at a time where they can get picked off. So he over-transfers so the next 3 probes can just replace what's missing on this base. It's a really smart way of keeping it safe. No shield battery just yet. He's being greedy, but justifiably so, having seen it was a barracks gas opening. Factory's going to put on the tech lab. Third barracks. Okay, 3 barracks factory. Okay, it's not a 2-on-1. It's just the 2 barracks into the factory. So it's not. I think Byun's changed his mind maybe based on what he's seen in this game. I'm not sure. It usually this can build into a very fierce 2-base push, but he's gonna lose the Reaper. Unfortunate. And you get to the legend time, but there should be another unit up there, and indeed there is. So, very nice pickoff for MAXPAX. Byun loses his map control. He does move his Marines forward. 6 Marines. They can catch an Adept running up this high ground. Could ambush it. It's a bit of a high-risk maneuver, but kill an Adept or something like that to limit their vision. It's worth it. Unfortunately for him, the Adepts are not going the direction he wanted. He's going to have 8 Marines coming in from behind these Adepts. Adepts will take a tank shot, no doubt, to start. Let's see if he can finish off any of these Adepts. Takes a tank shot and goes, whoa, what the hell? Now there's nothing in the main to defend. Unfortunate. Like I said, it's high risk. Letting those guys up the ramp made this really bad. If he didn't let them up the ramp, it would have been fine, but he's going to lose a bunch of SCVs. Luckily, another tank does emerge, and both Adepts do go down. But I think that's very worthwhile for MAXPAX. 4 SCVs for 2 Adepts. Remember, Adepts don't trade well later in the game. So if you can trade them out for workers early on, that's going to be your best opportunity. 3-gate blink. Third Nexus goes down. Stalker's coming to the front. Feels to me like Byun's going to be in a very impacted sort of position. Kind of stuck in his base, defending, surviving, but not achieving much. And after losing 4 workers early and now hitting a supply block, you need to play a little tighter than this. I do feel like Byun feels a bit tense when he plays MAXPAX and Clem these days. He realizes how good these guys are. And you can see him kind of stiffening up in his play a little bit. Might be detrimental, just the psychological impact of losing to them so much. I'm talking about Clem's Protoss as well, by the way, because he plays Protoss versus Byun, and I don't think he's lost a single series to Byun, Clem. So it's actually crazy. I think Byun has a better win rate versus MAXPAX than he does versus Clem, which is kind of a wild thing to say. But obviously, when you've played so many hundreds of series against MAXPAX and you've not won a single series yet versus Clem, it's going to skew the statistics. Now he's swapped off with the factory, which means he's building reactors right now. Starport would be normal for it to float down here and take this reactor. That's what he's going to do. And the factory can go off and build its own reactor. Behind this charge and 3 more gateways coming in, +1 attack will be starting momentarily. There we go. Third Nexus already saturated and with a massive worker advantage. I mean, Byun's not even building workers consistently right now, guys. It's 6 minutes 10. He's at 37 workers. This is not being good enough macro to keep up with MAXPAX. I mean, MAXPAX is so far ahead. This is not great play for Byun. And he's going to need excellent play to take down MAXPAX. So, like I said, I feel like he almost plays a bit worse versus Clem and MAXPAX at the moment because he's like doubting himself. It's like he doesn't have faith in doing his normal things. So he kind of gets a bit uptight in his play. Maybe you guys could point out where I'm wrong on this. I'd love to be wrong on this. Like, I don't like being so critical of players, but gets an observer, but loses 4 Marines for it. He lost 6 SCVs, which I guess is part of why the worker count's so low down. It is quite a lot. Just feels like a bad start for him, man. Looking at these numbers, and his push timing's only now about to move forward, but there's already charge. Robobay's almost done, which means Colossus are coming. He's on a hard timer. He's got to hit before Colossus on +1. Stalker's pulling back to the right side. Zealot's getting ready over there as well as a Warp Prism. He's going to fly in with that Warp Prism, but he left the Zealots behind. MAXPAX doing a bit of an Abe Simpson there. Shows the Prism and then turns it around. Byun, he knows about this. So he's going to be ready for it now. Waiting for that Prism. He's got the tanks there for an ambush as well. Trying to catch some free units, but MAXPAX is being very cautious. He's building a Colossus and a 4th Nexus. Every second that goes by, MAXPAX is getting further and further ahead. Gets himself a Zealot, but that's all. And remember, he's stimming the bio. There's not a crazy amount of medevac healing on this map. 2 more now, so 4 medevacs coming forward. He'll have to leave his rally point at home to try and defend, because that Prism will come back in momentarily. Only a matter of time. The moment MAXPAX sees this army on the map, he's going to go for it. Colossus is out, and that's the big problem unit. Second one has started. MAXPAX's 4th base is wide open. He's not seen this army. Maybe Byun can get something done here. Remember, it is only 3 barracks. There's no 3rd command center. It's just a 3 barracks non-stop production on the army. Byun trying to find an opening. So far, MAXPAX hasn't given him much of an edge. Marauder coming forward. Those Marines are very far forward. Oh, great start to the fight with a few force fields, snagging a couple of those Marines and Marauders. Good start here from MAXPAX. I don't think he cares about the 4th Nexus. He wisely cancels it, and he should just be building more pylons, which he is. You can see there's pylons finishing everywhere. He's going to take his 4th on the other side, and he's kind of just trying to tempt Byun into moving out of tank range. MAXPAX poking in and out. He's not taking tank shots. He's trying to go, where are those tanks? Are they sieged? Are they trying to move forward? Byun does pull back to the siege tanks, but he stims his whole army. MAXPAX should be pulling these probes away. I feel like he's got a few economy units just kind of left in the open. Extended Thermal Lance and +2 both being chronoed, as well as a 3rd Colossus. 3 Colossus will obliterate this force. Prism has been flying around, by the way. Looks like it's forced the bio to stim, but hasn't lost many of those Zealots. MAXPAX is down in the trading. You're allowed to be down in the trading when your opponent doesn't have a 3rd base. If you're going on 4 bases, your opponent's on 2. You are looking good. 4th Colossus starts up as well. I would not be surprised to see the Zealot flank go in and just engage this army head-on, but in fact, he's actually going to split. Okay, because he's expecting Byun to try and come with another army. The Prism here unloads its Zealots. He's split his army in 2. And he's going to try and intercept with half his army down here. Interesting choice. I thought most Protoss players would try to just collapse on the army that's already on his doorstep. But MAXPAX splits up and finds an excellent engagement. Wow. Okay, Stalkers go after the Vikings there. Doesn't quite get them, but he does push that army back. And now I think you bring these guys back and you surround this army. Byun realizes that's probably going to happen anyway. So he's like, well, I'm screwed anyway. We might as well go for it. Leaves a few Marines and Marauders on the ground, guarding the tanks. He forces a recall into the main base. He's going to have to pick up and pull away. Gets rid of the Forge, which means +2 gets removed. Colossus is going to go down. He's not picking up in the main, which is kind of crazy. I guess he realizes it's probably a one-way trip for these tanks. Trying to wait to the last second before he pulls out with the bio. He gets rid of an Immortal and the Sentry. But those 2 Colossus do still stand strong. He's got another army down here as well. Only 1 Colossus, 1 Immortal went down. +2 did get denied. No, it didn't. +2 finished, guys. +2 did finish. So he's actually not doing too bad on the upgrades. Where is that new Forge, by the way? Looks like it's building up there. He's going to rebuild both Forges in the main. Stalker's looking for the medevacs. Byun, careful, mate. Careful. Loses the empty medevac, fortunately. Only a 2 supply unit. Hello, Smog. Tinborn, thank you for the subs, guys. Questions in the chat. I'm new to StarCraft. What DPI do people use for this game? 800 is the most common. But with neutral mouse sensitivity. Obviously, it depends on how you use your mouse, how big your mouse pad is. If you're more of a flicky player, very rare these days. A lot of the old people used to use small mice with higher sensitivity, and they tend to have a lot of wrist issues and carpal tunnel, especially if they're Terran players. Colossus, Stalker, Sentry, Zealot on the south sieging. Stalkers try to counterattack. Good micro. Dodges the Widow Mine. Picks it off. The Marauders will swiftly punish you if you don't blink out of there. One Stalker does go down. Commandson has taken a lot of damage. Wow. Okay, tries to go for the Widow Mine. Doesn't quite take him. This Bio, if it stims, it's going to be very wounded. Guardian Shield, Zealot, Stalker, Colossus doing really good. And MAXPAX is just trying to pick things off. Gets another Viking. Blinks back. And look at that. Byun's going to try and chase him, but his army's clumped up into Colossus beams. The +2 Colossus rip him apart, and MAXPAX there, a dominant game one. All right, guys, nice game one for MAXPAX, and we are getting into Last Fantasy. I cannot believe Byun's allowed this map, because I feel like this map's kind of crazy for 4-gate blink. You've got this giant area in the main. Stalkers can run up here, blink here, run down around the main base, or in this case, it'll be up here, I should say. Like, look at this! You can blink anywhere along this edge as well. So you can blink anywhere along there as MAXPAX. And not only that, you could also blink across here into the natural as well to get behind that base. So this is just going to be crazy, man. Now, obviously, it's good for drops into that main base as well. But with the spawns and the way they've opened, Byun in this spawn has his main base wide open. Whereas MAXPAX main base is going to be potentially kind of nestled behind his third. Now, obviously, once Byun takes maybe this third at the front, he might be a little more defended, but still those prism and blinks around the back could be very dangerous. And for me, looking at this map, I haven't seen much of it. We put it in the map pool because cool 3-player map, why not? But I do have a feeling PvT is going to be super broken against this. Like, where would you build your buildings to wall off? I feel like you should be going factory, starport, second barracks like here, and putting the tank like there, because you need to cover this area as well as this area. You know what I mean? There's a lot of room to cover. It's a very blink favored map. So this is MAXPAX's dream. Wouldn't be surprised to see 4-gate blink here. I really want to see someone actually play Zerg against this dad bod fantasy. Well, you should just stick to the big tournaments. I try to cast as many Zerg games as I can on the channel and mix them in. But yeah, basically you've got a handful of the top 5, top 8 players in the world. None of the Zergs play weekly tournaments out of the top 10, 15 players in the world. No, not a single one. Top 20 even. You could go top 20 players in the world. None of those Zergs play weekly tournaments, sadly. So if you've got guys who are in that top 5 like Clem, Hero, MAXPAX, and then guys in the top 10 like Byun who are playing every single tournament every week, you know, you're just not going to have any. Now, obviously, I guess Dark is the exception. Dark does play tournaments, but he's about to go to the military. We have Shin, actually, and Solar's been playing more as well. So yeah, actually, I just put up a ton of Shin and Solar videos. That's true. Yeah, good point. The Koreans are carrying us. The European Zergs, we should clarify. The European Zergs don't play. The Koreans absolutely do. Yeah, chat calling me out with the facts there. I'm like, wait, our last 5 videos are mostly Zerg ones on Pigcast from at least the time when I'm recording, when I'm casting this live. Shin's in the other semi-final of this tournament right now, by the way, but he's got to face Clem there, so unlikely to win that match. Ooh, Dep does get taken down. That Dep gets taken. These are boosty zones, by the way, guys. And actually, that works out pretty well for Byun. 1 Reaper for 2 Adepts. Yeah, MAXPAX with an emergency wall if you got to target the Robo. Robo's the weakest structure here, but he's not going to go for it because the Reapers are jumping in the main. No battery in there. Stalker frantically tries to respond. Reapers should be able to kill 1 or 2 probes and get out, or they can commit hard and get like 3 or 4 probes. Let's see. They get 1, 2 and escaping would be good, but 2 and loses a Reaper. Pretty good hold by MAXPAX considering. And a great emergency wall off, because if those Hellions got in there at the same time, that would have been a disaster. Sometimes you see players lose to tank pushes where all their production's at the front, and you think, why do they always commit to this stupid wall off? It's so dumb, all their production's so exposed. But then you see situations like this where the emergency wall off saves them against Hellions, and you go, okay, I see why. Now these boosty zones are all over the middle of Last Fantasy, guys. I think is it a 50% movement speed boost? I think it's 50%. Yeah. Like, it looks like the Metavac's boosting, even when it's not. Going to go for the 3rd Nexus out front is MAXPAX. We got tanks, Liberator, Marines, all building here for Byun. He's already got a tank in that main base. Reaper Hellion going down that right side. Oh, what did he just cancel, guys? Was that a Dark Shrine? I feel like he was building a Dark Shrine. He just canceled it. Or was it just a gateway, maybe? Might have just been a gateway. Nice little Hellion Reaper. I love this move, guys. It's like the most low commitment drop that you could possibly do. Unfortunately, he only gets 2. Oh, if he gets a third, would be real nice. Only 2. Kind of feel like if he just got 1 and got out, it would have been more infuriating for MAXPAX. This tank is not covering everything. This main base building layout has not been planned. I don't think Byun's played this map before, guys. Like, this building layout makes no sense for this map. Like I said, you should have a diagonal wall from here, something like that. Because you have to be covering with a siege tank in, like, this position. And now Stim's going to go down. Oh, this is bad. This is only 2-gate blink, guys, and yet he gets rid of Stim. Byun just doesn't have the numbers to deal with it. Liberator comes in. His medevac in the middle almost gets caught. This barracks that's under construction has to get cancelled. Another tank comes out. Another tech lab taking big damage. Dude, he's going to kill another tech lab. That's big. Gets another tech lab. It burns down. Liberator gets 3 kills behind it. This is Byun's one thing that's kind of slowing down MAXPAX, but I think he's going to lose the lib punishment for doing that siege. Yeah, and he will. Does get it Stalker at least. No, he changes targets. Oh, bad micro for Byun. Normally, if you're not going to kill any units, you want to change to the probes because they're guaranteed kills. In that scenario, you actually do want to one-shot that Stalker as it's a much more high-value target. Specials in the chances this map layout looks completely broken. I mean, definitely it's way too good for Blink in the main. That's what I got to deal with. My phone's ringing. Piss off scam calls. Just gonna tell that to shut up. Sorry, guys. No. Hello, your visa is about to expire and you will be deported from the country if you don't send us $10,000. You're like, get out, man. It's actually crazy. Drop goes down the right side. Like, when did phones become like early 2000s email? Like, everyone calling you as a Nigerian prince or part of like the friggin' visa department that's gonna deport you from the country or something like that, man. They didn't sound Indian. They don't sound Indian anymore. Used to be you'd just have telemarketers from India. No. It's like a international business now. I'd say 3/4 of the time it's an AI that starts the call. And then if you're stupid enough to stay on the line, then they send it through to a person. But I never get that far. Marines are unloading. All right, gonna go for the Marines in the back door. MAXPAX pushes it away. Remember, these are air blockers, these paths, guys. So you can't go into these big dead spaces in the corners. So there's nowhere to hide your drops, right? They can always get hunted down on the ground, and that's what MAXPAX could have maybe tried to hunt that down. One Stalker shouldn't be able to get him, though. And he will be able to escape. All right, Byun gets himself into a macro game. He's got a 3rd command center finishing, which is not too bad. MAXPAX is going to have to take a 4th and then a 5th that are kind of very exposed. So, yeah, I would love to see Byun dropping this left side of the map and getting down there and trying to siege that side, because you can then deny the 4th and then maybe pick up and boost into the main. And then also attack this side with something else and maybe sniper robo or something. These bases are really spread out, which is something I always enjoy maps with spread out bases. I think they're a bit more exciting, a bit more brutal for sure. But I like maps that are a little bit more brutal, especially in the age of StarCraft 2, where we've gone to making every map as conservative as possible for a long time. So I wouldn't mind there being a little bit more, you know, challenge to secure expansions and that sort of stuff. Bio coming forward right now. Concussive is not done just yet. Stalkers have to blink back against that much Stim Bio, of course. Tank's going to siege up out front to secure this area. A lot of Zealots. Dude, is he thinking of just attacking? Byun's got a good setup, though. I think Byun has enough Bio to hold. Oh! Stalkers take some tank shots. MAXPAX trying to get really active. Oh, that's what he's doing. The Vikings and the Widowmines weren't in the right position. But he's got plenty of Viking Marauder there. The Prism will go down pretty quickly. The Vikings might want to land to help out here just because there's not that much firepower. SCV's fighting is crazy. SCV's fighting is a crazy choice. Oh, look at this. Force fields on the front. Oh my god. It looks like he caught a Colossus there. A bit of a panicked engagement on both sides, but the Zealot flank's going to clear the tanks. And that's the big issue. Wait, no, only one tank went down. Byun gets a good series of engagements, and you can't pull away from that. That Immortal's going to disappear. Stalker will go down as well. Wow, great fight there. Units lost tab, look at that. 1,500 in favor of Byun. So I didn't catch it, but it looked like a Colossus got caught running up this ramp, and the Bio kind of stimmed on it. Some panic force fields went down. 1 Colossus, 2 Sentries, a Prism, and Immortal. It's a lot of units going down. As long as MAXPAX keeps his 4th up, he's fine. And I do think it's really important for Byun to either hit a frontal timing soon or send a double drop down that left side of the map just to punish MAXPAX for the base spread, which is going to be so hard to cover on a giant map like Last Fantasy. All right, 5th base on the right. decided let's just kind of expand in this pattern and then maybe take the middle bases next for MAXPAX, as it's going to get more and more spread out here. Protoss normally struggles with these very spread out base layouts, but because players aren't used to playing on them, you can tell Byun's going back to like a very turtley mindset, very front-on mindset. I know it's hard to move out when there's observers and everything everywhere, and he doesn't realize there's an observer above his third, which is the main thing. But yeah, look at this, guys. Disruptors in these speed zones, by the way, are something we've seen a lot of. Back when we played on maps with a lot of speed zones, there's quite a few clips of Byun getting hit by a disruptor, just getting its balls zoomed up and exploding in the middle of his bio, and him just insta leaving games. So gotta be careful. 2-2 ship weapons, 4th command center, Ghost Academy on the way. Turret goes down over that side. Turret building under the observer. MAXPAX, wake up! Wake up, MAXPAX! You've only got a few seconds, you gotta want siege! Pervy boy, getting a bit too pervy. He says, let this be my last perv. And he does end up getting taken down by the missile turret. 3 Colossus on the front, disruptors are coming out. Blink Dark Templar on the way, +1 armor as well. Extra gas is going down on this third base. Few Zealots up north. MAXPAX poking around. Stalker's getting a Viking or two. Very nice. And the Zealots don't care too much about getting shot by tanks. Stalkers and Colossus definitely do, though. Armored units taking 70 damage. Zealots only take 40 damage per tank shot. Disruptors are now arriving on the front. I think you got to be really cautious as Byun here. Gonna build 3 more barracks in the main. 2nd starport. All right, he's really rounding out his production. Very nicely done. I love that he's got a drop here, a chunk of bio, but I think at this point you should be building turrets on this right side. Like, I think Byun should just have like 5 turrets in the main. You're almost maxed. I think it's kind of time to do that. I do like that he got all the production up first, but we can't be leaving 15, 20 supplies just sitting in the main base. So before the fighting happens, he's got to remember to fix that. 2-2 finishing for Terran, though, as the 3-1 is about to finish for Protoss. 4 more gateways coming in, as well as a third robo. So 14 gates, 3 robos. Great production from MAXPAX in this game. Trying to move forward. Still no turrets in the main. I think just the activity on the front is keeping Byun distracted enough, and losing all that bio on the front could be problematic. I like the pre-spread. Now if he's caught not looking, it's not going to be the end of the world. Zealot's going to come in on that right side. He's got a Widow Mine and a few tanks. Bio clumping up on the ledge kind of hard. Oh, he's going to take out 1 Colossus. Going to get another one. Yes, he can. Committing pretty hard to the fight here. But, oh, balls come down. Do land a few decent shots. Nothing game-changing just yet. That Disruptor on the right side. Byun tries to click it, but it does get away using the boosty zone. Zealots coming on that side. Looks like they killed the tank and the Widow Mines, but they only got 3 SCVs. Byun's out engaging MAXPAX quite significantly in this late game. 3,200 resource lost advantage. That's big. Fusion core on the way for Byun. Pulled his bio out of the main. He's going to build a sensor tower, but he's still not building turrets on that right side. Definitely a hole that could be taken advantage of. Dude, Byun going down this ramp. This is not a good situation now. Oh, he may have traded really well before, but he just lost a bit there. And his bio is heavily wounded. He needs to give it time to heal. He's trying to run forward to control space with no range libs out just yet. He's got to be really careful. His bio is heavily wounded. Stalkers are going to want that medevac. They'll take it. Disruptor shoots around the corner. Easily taken down. 6th Nexus down the bottom of the map here for MAXPAX. I do like that if you're going to have a big map, you know, make it hard to defend all the bases like this one does. Planetary on the left side. Still Widow Mines everywhere. I like the spread of Widow Mines. It just makes it hard to move in anywhere cost efficiently. Byun attacks his own sensor tower. MAXPAX finishes it off for him. New one will build. Oh, good spotting with the Observer. Gets rid of both Widow Mines. Byun is maxed again, though. And as he's got bio coming down south, he could be okay. A couple of units get picked off by the Disruptor shot. But as the bio comes in on the speed flank, that could be really effective. He's got to be careful, though. Oh, first ball does land on a few Marines. Second one's coming out there on the ramp. The bio clumping up a little bit. Byun is going to start sending libs across this map. Lib goes out left. He realizes, I got to distract you. I can't just have you staring at the front. 3-3 is on the way against 3-2, so Protoss has the upgrade advantage right now. Colossus, Stalker, Disruptor staying really active. MAXPAX went from 3,500 resources behind to just 2,000. So the last couple of skirmishes, he's getting some value. He's starting to kind of move the trading back in his direction. Now, Liberators will derp out on those flying walls. Does punish shift clicking a little bit, which is actually kind of nice. You could say that's a nice feature, is you need to micro your drops and air harass a bit more. Stalker cleaned up the lib, though. Bio runs forward, gets rid of one of these disruptors. More disruptors come out. Oh, massive ball on the flank. Byun's flank came around a corner, and you never want to be attacking around a corner in StarCraft. That being said, he's got a good spreading now on a lot of his Marauders. And even though it looks like Protoss is like sliding away, Stim Bio in those boosty zones is insanely fast. Every single disruptor goes down, and that's where the trade turns in Byun's favor. 4,000 resources lost now in favor of the Terran. Liberator's going to siege at home there. There is still a observer just outside of turret vision. He scans and he goes, oh, you got a base there. Yeah, his base is here, there, and everywhere. Dark Templar warping in. Byun, does he see the blur? MAXPAX wisely pulls away. Does not want to engage into that. Oh, the lib's going to go down, and great dive by MAXPAX. Byun moved his whole army out of position. On these maps, you can only move small sections of your army out of position, because otherwise you leave your bases undefended, and MAXPAX shows him exactly why that was a mistake. Punishes him, takes out 23 SCVs and a command center. He's going to lose 2 Nexi of his own. Oh, the Marine Marauder's going to get a Colossus. Oh, almost gets a second one. Well done. Byun, kind of crazy to not turn around here. Vikings, wow, it's a Reddit point Colossus. There's not much healing left on this battery, but this army is very exposed down here against the whole might of Protoss. Does it matter, though? A lot of Protoss is still on the front. It's the DTs now causing problems. They took out the Planetary Fortress, and another 10, 12 SCVs did go down. MAXPAX is expanding next to Byun's main base. He's ceding the southern part of the map. But dude, he has taken an 8,000 resource lost unit disadvantage. He is just getting wrecked in the army versus army fights, and all he's got is Zealots, DTs, Stalkers, and Sentries. Those DTs are going to come back in that left side. I think with a Liberator and a turret, he should be able to start clearing them up a bit more efficiently. Dark Templar on the army. Remember, guys, Byun has only 2 orbitals. Three orbitals. He's got a 4th command center there. I think you probably want to make orbital. He's going to try and pull these guys back. He's got 9 medevacs. Would be nice to get these home and heal them. I wouldn't mind him leaving 4 Marauders in a medevac, or like 2 medevacs, 8 Marauders in the south side. Something to hit that Nexus in a minute or so. Because the amount of distance you got to cover, this is very hard of the swarm, guys. Like maps like this, you know, it's making me think of Deadwing. It's making me think of, I don't know, Whirlwind almost, like where your expansions get so spread out as the game goes on. You got to really think about where you're putting your units, because you can't just instantly get them home. Unless you're Protoss and have recall. Nice stim forward here for Byun. He just tanks the Zealots and Colossus on the face. Doesn't have any Vikings left over. But dude, he gets through all the cheap units there. I don't know about going up that ramp, though. That seems like a crazy person's move. Watch out for the force field on the ramp. Oh my gosh. Okay, thankfully it doesn't trap him. 14 probes went down during this. There's a Liberator down south. MAXPAX F2's his Stalker away. That Liberator's doing some good damage. If Byun can move north, get that Nexus, and then get out of there, could be really good. And if you go too far forward, he might EMP and stim down those Colossus. Byun's got to be really careful about when he stims, though. He does not have Caduceus Reactor, which is a huge mistake. I think it should have taken priority over Lib Range in a game that's this big, this many maps, this many bases across this much of the map. He's on 38 SCVs, by the way, and it isn't orbitally ended up making that base. Dark Templar coming in, and I think it's worth scanning. Yeah. Still an observer above his army here. Thought he saw it for a second with the way his army moved this way, then that, but that's giving a lot of information to MAXPAX. He's on Mass Stalker right now. Stalker's kind of garbo, fighting Marauders head-to-head, but they are flexible and maneuverable. Gets a Marauder, almost gets a Ghost, but does lose 2 Stalkers. Not a great trade for Max. MAXPAX is down 12,000 in the unit lost. Trading. Kind of cool to see. Terran on a map with more space, more room to breathe, less choke points. Byun seems to be finding success against MAXPAX, something I was not expecting today. I did not have this on my bingo card. I was not expecting it at all. Accidentally loaded up a Marauder, but it doesn't matter. He gets rid of it, gets rid of one of the... I think there's only 2 Robos left? Okay, no, there's still 2 Robos even after that. And that Colossus doing a bit of damage over time. Dark Templar in the back door. He scans, finally gets back there, but the DTs quickly morph into an Archon. Jumps on top of the landed Vikings. And he's going after these Stalkers, trying to punish the high-value units. That Archon will morph behind this. MAXPAX somehow still has 2 bases mining behind this with a 3rd one coming up, but he's just lost too much in the army versus army. 15,000 resources behind? And Byun on Last Fantasy, a map where I thought 4-gate Blink was going to ruin his day. Thankfully for him, he got those 2 Adepts early. MAXPAX panic-walled his base, which he had to do. And then MAXPAX just kind of played 2-gate Blink pressure, taking a 3rd. MAXPAX didn't really utilize what I think is an obvious advantage to the map. I do think if he went 4-gate Blink, he probably would have killed Byun on this map. But MAXPAX fails to take advantage of it, and Byun actually shows some amazing fights in the mid to late game. All right, guys, Byun in the bottom left side with some confidence. But that was a big map. It was kind of an old school map that had some of the kind of, I would say, lack of strict rules that we see in the more modern maps here, like Amygdala. Even though Amygdala is quite unique in that you go around the outside, the bases are a bit more compact, limited attack angles into them, especially ever since the first version of this map had a big ramp here, giant staircase. When they got rid of that, this third became so much easier to defend. Not as many angles to come in from and that sort of stuff. And, you know, it just feels like that the main's a bit more compact and stuff, right? Even though it is actually one of the better maps for Blink, because you can blink there and you can blink down here, so it's kind of hard to cover. Normally, you want to put your factories to the right a little bit more, so your tank can actually, when it sieges up, instantly shoot on them when they blink in. A lot of players make the mistake of sieging their tank back here, and then the Stalkers can blink in, wait 7 seconds for blink to cool down, and then run forward and blink on the tank and kill it. And it's just one of those things where Clem showed us, after dying to MAXPAX many times, how to wall off this map pool very well. So I do hope that Byun doesn't get punished for that. Reaper running in. I am cheering for Byun right now. I don't know why. Just underdog? I always cheer for the underdog pretty much, really? Yeah. Same reason why I often cheer for MAXPAX against Clem. Clem tends to do really well against him. I wouldn't mind... Clem's likely to beat Shin on the other side of the semis. I haven't kept up with what's going on over there. I think they're starting a bit later than us, so they've probably only just started their best of 3. But if it is indeed as expected, Clem and then Byun manages to win this. Byun, it would be cool to see Byun break his losing streak against Clem. I don't think he's beat him just once. He's beat him ever, so that's an issue. Shin just won 2-0. No, really? Oh my god, wait. Did Clem die to roach timings? Because usually Shin beats Clem if he can catch him off with sneaky roaches, and that just hasn't worked in so long, and it's been really sad. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't want to see Clem getting dominated or anything like that. I love Clem, but it was Roach Ravager 2 games in a row, says chat. Yeah, I'm like, it has to be. That's the only, like, I don't see Shin beating Clem in Lingbane versus Bio, but he got it with Roach Ravager. Was it 3 base, or did he hit him with, like, fast, sneaky timings off, like, 30 drones? Man, I gotta check out those games. I love that whenever I count Shin out, he's always like, no, I've got builds. And you're like, okay. Shin's always a tricky player. You don't want to let that finish unless you are willing to lose the Adept. Oh, he's gonna get that SCV. Arguably worth losing an Adept for an SCV, some people would say, but oh my gosh. Guys, MAXPAX didn't seem to realize this was coming until right now. He's gonna pull the probes. If the tank can land a shot in the middle of the probes, it's huge. Pulls the probes back. One Stalker already goes down. The Marine Cyclone tank push. This is one of the most deadly pushes. MAXPAX always walls off his base. We were talking about this earlier in his series. That's why he struggles so much against it. The tank doesn't get another shot off. Oh no, Byun wasn't able to get another tank shot off. But the Stalker's coming forward. The Warp Prism picking up those Stalkers to pull them away. The probes have to fight. They finally pull away. A lot of probes going down, but you need massive damage. I don't know if this is enough damage just yet. Remember, you need crazy damage for this to be worthwhile, guys. Good pickups on both sides. The Stalker's blinking back and picking up. He will save a Cyclone, 2 Marines, and a Medevac. He's going to drop again immediately because he knows MAXPAX is going to counterattack him, but you got to keep this alive. Don't keep going for the damage. Oh my god, you crazy person. I mean, he knows it's going to go down, I guess. He just sacrifices for as many probes as he can get. Mad Dog Byun gets like 5 more probes. He hasn't even started the bunker. But he's got a Liberator, so he will have the Liberator counter-pressuring. The Liberator needs to hug the edge of the map. Oh god, he's going to lose the Lib to the Stalkers. It's too, yeah, he's a bit sloppy right now as Byun. He's just frantically clicking. I think those Stalkers... Oh, actually, no, because they're hugging the top edge. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. The Lib will get over there. That's going to be an annoying piece of counter-pressure. I don't think it does anything, because MAXPAX has Stalkers at home. Tanks, like I said, not fully covering the edge, but I think it's close enough. He should be okay. He's got 3 tanks. Oh, 3 tanks. He's safe. Yeah, these Stalkers are damaged as well. MAXPAX ain't getting nothing done here, man. MAXPAX ain't getting nothing done. Nah, this, as much as I was critical of the building placement, it looks like it was, I think, far enough forward. I mean, I do still think it should be slightly further forward, but it's not too bad. Stalkers. Oh, he loses one. Wow. And the Liberator gets a Stalker as well. Byun! All over MAXPAX right now. Are we going to see Koreans reclaim their ancestral homeland of North America from the dirty European invaders? For those who don't know, the Pigosaur Weekly, we play this on the North American time zone to replace the most maligned scene, the American scene that everyone makes fun of. And for so long now, the Europeans have been dominating, other than when Hero occasionally wins one. But the 2 underdog Koreans who get to be honorary Americans against... I mean, we just saw Shin apparently has taken down Clem. MAXPAX is looking like he is going to die to Byun here because he's so far behind in supply now. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Dude, that single tank after Cyclone push is tight. MAXPAX has really struggled with it recently. Clem got him the other day with it as well. Because he always goes for that wall off. And like I said, he's solid against Hellions because of it, but he's open to that tank push. If he doesn't see it coming early enough, he gets in a lot of trouble. Prism coming in the natural. Turret's there. Turret. Uh-oh. A few Marines and Marauders. Especially if he moves some SCVs to tank could be good. Did he just get a tank? He just got a tank. Stalker's just killed a tank, guys. One of the tanks just got removed from this push. Nice move for MAXPAX. MAXPAX is making it very difficult for Byun to move across the map right now. Tanks land some shots. Stalkers have to blink away. The rocks that are infested rocks on this map do end up disappearing. 2 Stalkers get left behind. Byun stims. It's not really a good idea to stim there, but he gets 2 Stalkers. I think he can probably assume the recall happened after seeing that. MAXPAX is going to try to warp in Zealots. Byun doesn't know about it. Armory, second eBay. Third command center finishing. Byun is not all in, guys. Byun just needs to keep him off of 4th and keep macroing correctly, which he's doing a pretty good job of right now. There is still a turret in the natural. It's going to stop the Prism from being too annoying. Same time, Stalkers on the front. They get a medevac. A few Stalkers do go down, though. Still 3 siege tanks on this map. Zealot in the main base being a nuisance. And you can see, MAXPAX is being annoying. Is it enough, though? Force Field's not really going to help him out. Widowmine shots clear the Zealots. And this army's still small. Byun's thinking about pushing. I don't think Byun should push here, though. It's a little risky. We'll see if he can pull it off. That sentry. Oh, it doesn't land the force field. Byun stims in, gets the 2 sentries and the immortal. Oh, no. MAXPAX very slow on using force fields there. He's going to try and take care of it, and he will clear this up. But if you can just pick up and get the bio out of there, I think you've traded pretty well. The bio overstaying a little bit, but he picks up, saves himself. And remember, there's no Stargate. Third base is now landed for Byun against a Protoss player who has not started his 4th yet. MAXPAX floating money right now. Wow, 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 wow. He is floating money. Damn, 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 man. 4th Nexus is there. Got that Forge coming up behind the main. Zealot's going up. It's going to get another 300 minerals. Always nice is Terran. If you're in this position where Protoss is on the ropes, they have to desperately try to get map vision, but then you can just keep cleaning up these units for free. Now, if the Vikings catch this Prism, why is he going north with the Vikings? Oh no, he lets the Prism in. I mean, he has a turret, and his army's not too far gone, so I don't think it's too annoying, but if his Vikings went in this direction, he cleaned this up, I feel like Byun would have a deadly push right now. Marauders do not remember to go to the main. He's got to clean up that main base. Vikings chasing the Prism, the most important thing. And that Zealot's going to try to clean up the SCVs. Thankfully, a medevac's there. Marines win that trade. Vikings do not take out the Prism. MAXPAX survives on 1 hit point with 2 Zealots inside. Says, see, you don't want to be ya. I got recall, mate. Lol, 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 lol. The Stalkers are still in his face. This is the joy of playing against MAXPAX, guys. Get way ahead with a series of events going well for you. And then observe it being impossible to push across the map without him constantly backstabbing with Zealots and Stalkers. He's so annoying to play against. Tank's very exposed on the front, but a lot more bio on this left side. Zealots cannot fight that. Widowmine's clearing that front line. That tank's going to go for the nice siege up on the right side. There's just not enough meat and potatoes behind this. Big Stalker counterattack on the rally. Zealots on the natural, but it's the army on the front. If you get rid of those immortals, you will win this game as Byun. Right now, he knows he's got Stalkers in his back door. And guys, that's always scary when you see a Stalker peeking in the back door, but he quickly runs over, grabs a hammer from his toolbox, chases those Stalkers away. Marine Marauder will take care of the Zealot. I feel like he could have killed this Nexus, though. The Stalkers, maybe he over-respected them. He's now going to get Sanged. The sandwich of Protoss bread coming in on this Terran filling. And goes for the Stalkers, though. Even lands the Vikings. Byun confidently takes that fight. He's got the numbers. There's still no Colossus on the field. The first one pops out just now. And that is not going to be on the front line for a little while. But the bio is wounded. The Colossus arrives. Can it save the day? Colossus trying to save the day. Widowmine's trying to fire. Does take out 2 Zealots with that Widowmine shot. I think it's pullback time. It is definitely pullback time for Byun. Right? With this, if you're this wounded, he's overcommitting maybe? He's very wounded. If he stims, his units are going to go down, but he senses victory. He doesn't want to give MAXPAX more time. Is he throwing his units into the meat grinder, or is he sealing the victory? That Colossus will not go down. Finally, the Marauders and Marines click on it, but he sacrifices so much supply. Byun, he's stepping on the gas, guys, and much like any woman driving a car in a film from Hollywood in the 1990s, he's going, oh God, I've lost control of the car. And the response, like any woman in a 90s film, is to step on the gas and steer towards a tree or other firm object, which you can crash the car into. Do feel it. It's a little bit of a harsh, accurate representation, but honestly, that is, Byun did kind of just drive into that tree. He did take the tree out, but he also, I mean, he's got some very serious injuries. I feel like he threw away a lot of bio to do that, and I actually think he gave up some advantage. That being said, he's got +3 attack on the way. He's got +3 attack on the way. You got 8 barracks. You got a second starport. Building now on the reactor that got taken away from the factory. 4th command center. I think he's doing pretty good still. Obviously, he's still ahead. But I've seen MAXPAX make incredible comebacks in this matchup, and that's why I'm a little worried for Byun, because this would be such an epic comeback. And I don't know if he's going to be able to stitch it together, just because MAXPAX has that unkillable air about him. The medevac healing is still low. It's his delayed second start, what I would say is the real weakness. And look at this, single zealots. MAXPAX is just going to stress you out on the multitasking. MP does go down. Look, this army is so small. This is actually an army you need to stim on and deal with, because he's about to hit you with a prism at the same time. You have to punish MAXPAX for being this far forward. MAXPAX knows he needs to get away with stuff that he really shouldn't. The 1 hit point prism from earlier is still here, and he's back for more. Byun is like, oh my God. How many times can one war prism drop me, bro? Oh my God, just leave. Leave! The Viking in the turret, finally gonna kill that war prism. The Zealot's going down as well. It was a harsh, accurate representation of Byun, yes. I don't think watching films of women drive into objects while screaming and going, I don't know how to handle high-pressure situations. I think that was a bit It was like, don't get me wrong, people panic under pressure, but they rarely accelerate towards the obstacle, right? I mean, it happens, but anyways. Let's go. Big surround here for Byun, but he's getting hit by Dark Templar at the same time. He needs to find the win. The Disruptor goes too far forward. No Guardian Shield either. Where's the Guardian Shield? It comes in a little too late. He's gonna... Oh, he does get rid of most of the Vikings. There's still 2 more Vikings coming in. The Colossus not really going down. The Zealots are getting cleared. The Dark Templar have only killed 5 SCVs. Byun is multitasking through this, but he refuses to take a backward step. He says only forwards. Marching forwards 2 by 2. Hurrah, hurrah. And like ants, the Terran managed to swarm over the top of MAXPAX, take down his Colossus, his city build, his city, his skyscraper-sized robots with lasers attached to their heads. Byun with a massive upset over MAXPAX, and it's so good to see him back in series-winning form against the best Protoss players.